Patrice was checking out some college football last night. I was following you on Twitter. Big Mama Pods.
That was a great game, man. That's too bad you guys don't like fucking sports as much as you should.
Yeah,
you should like sports.
I got a long way to go, but I'm finally getting back into sports in general. Long way to go, but I'm getting
college football.
I know
genius,
college
man.
football is where it's at. I really do know that.
And a guy made a point because I'm a big playoff guy. But some dude made a point about why you shouldn't have a college football playoff, and it made me think is that in college football, every single game
means something.
Matters.
Not just matters.
If you lose
really
one,
matters.
I mean, and when you make that point, like if there's a playoff system, then you start doing like what the fucking Colts did, and you got to rest this guy because the playoffs are coming, and it doesn't matter as much. But fucking college, if you lose in week 3, you're fucked. If you come out as Texas and you're like, we got national championship dreams. If you lose,
you can't even lose a game.
You got 7 more games that you go, fuck.
You could
really,
dude. You could be undefeated and still be ranked 7th in the nation or whatever.
Boise State.
Not only do you have to win, you have to win impressively.
How the fuck is that?
So, because at the end of the year, then they're like, okay, all these guys are undefeated, but who won more impressively and took on better teams? It's this whole.
If you're Florida and you play Coppin State, and you don't beat them 75-3. They judge you for that.
They do.
Really? Is that
it ain't like the pros where a win's a win.
Is that good?
It's just because the competitive level is
good?
Always so fucking high.
You know why it's good? Because if you're beating a team, I love beating a team badly. Now there's this sportsmanship in the NBA and every fucking sports league out there where they rest everybody. Kobe sits because, there's a 30-point lead going in the fourth quarter. Fuck that. Not college football.
No.
It's, 52-3 at halftime, and the stars go all the way to the end because they have to win impressively.
I mean, I didn't realize.
That's a very good point. I never thought of that point until today, Patrice.
I never thought of that point until some guy was...
I kind of like what you're saying.
I didn't agree. I was a big playoff guy because I don't like this fictional national... Basically, Alabama is the fictional national champion.
Yeah.
Because essentially they played a team that was undefeated last night. Now Texas is 1. Boise State and TCU are lower level schools who don't get a chance to even play. Like Boise State didn't get a chance to play Alabama because no one wants to fucking see it. So to give Boise State a chance, like in college basketball, North Carolina plays North Carolina AT&T, and AT&T, who are going to get smoked, they do get a chance to say, hey, I know we're a small school, but we can play just as hard as the next guy. But in college football, it's a guess. It's a guess in the beginning. It's like, well, it's arbitrary. So you just go, I think we're going to make Florida number 1. And Michigan State, we're going to make them number 5.
What do they base that on?
Nothing. So if Florida is who is number 1, right, loses, they bump down to like number 4. But they still can go to number 1, back up to number 1. But a team who's 8-0, who started off 25th, they don't get a chance to move up to 1.
Shitty.
Yeah, that's the other problem that's the other side of the argument. There are teams going into the season that don't have a chance at ever being number 1 or playing for the national title. So, and there's players out there, high school players, they're not going to look at those schools. They're going to look at the schools that are in that kind of group of schools where okay, any one of these schools could be ranked number 1. And then there's a whole bunch of them that have great football programs but will never be considered number 1.
3 days ago, I think 2 or 3, the Boise State TSU played in the Fiesta Bowl. Boise State has been winning for a while, and TCU has been killing people this year, but they're both middle act schools.
Yeah.
So they were undefeated. That was a big bowl, but I called it the who gives a shit. Like I was twittering, this should be called the I want some respect for my shitty college bowl, because that's what it is. It's basically like, we're good, but here's what happened. That makes people who traditionalists go, see, the game stunk. It was a stinky game with two stinky schools.
And that's why they do it that way,
It was
I guess,
14 and 10 or some stupid shit. It stunk.
What's the worst bowl game every year?
Well, see,
I mean, you got the biggies like the Rose Bowl,
not
and the Sugar
anymore.
Bowl.
There used to be biggies. The only game now in town, it used to be. I'm a traditionalist too, a little bit, because you watch on New Year's Day, you watch the fucking games. That was it. Mm-hmm. It's like Thanksgiving.
That's true,
like you just keep having Detroit on, but they go, why don't you have a good game? But it's like Detroit plays and Dallas plays.
Right.
On New Year's Day, you watch football all day. The Fiesta, the Rolls. Now they all have their own day, and it doesn't mean anything. The only game that means they had the GMAC Bowl with Troy State and Southern
something.
Central Michigan. The day before the GMAC Bowl, which was a great game. It was 41-34. But who gives a shit? It means nothing. That's what the BCS Bowl, the championship BCS Bowl. It's last night was the only game in town. No one cares about any other. The Orange Bowl was Iowa, and it was Iowa.
See,
I don't even know.
Iowa won.
Georgia Tech
and Iowa
like how I just
for no fucking reason. For no reason. Why do we want to watch that besides people from Georgia and from fucking Iowa? It's stupid. So that's where playoffs come in. The playoffs come in like, come on, man. Give at least the best 6 teams play or something. The top 8 teams got to play 2 more fucking games. Or whatever many games.
Oh, wow, really?
But that's what people are going. But they're not going to do it. For whatever reason, they keep saying money, but I don't understand why they won't do it. But last night, it was interesting. It was a good game. But college football is arbitrary, dude. It's arbitrary. But the thing about the season, every game matters. Like, you can't fucking lose.
But apparently not to the shitty school teams because they ain't doing shit anyway.
But that's the argument. That's the argument for playoffs.
Right.
But they're playing to maybe move up to that group of teams that could possibly be national. That's why.
Boise State beat Oregon, and they beat TCU, Oregon, and one other decent fucking brand team. Oregon went on to win the Pac-10. So Boise beat the Pac-10 champions, which consists of UCLA, USC, Washington, fucking Oregon State. It's a good fucking league.
Okay.
They beat the champion.
Hold on.
But Boise State gets to play TCU.
More importantly, I really did want to know what the worst bowl game was, and I think Richard has it. Richard?
Yeah, it took place in Nashville. It's called the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl.
And it used to just be the Music City Bowl.
Yeah, I would assume. Everything needs a sponsor now.
Now it's
that has to be the worst bowl game.
That does sound like a horrible fucking.
That's great.
But
the game was good last night.
Oh, it was genius, man. Good game because Colt McCoy went out.
Yeah, I saw you tweet that, which made me take a little bit of a peek.
Well, yeah, Colt McCoy is to Texas at this point what fucking Peyton Manning is to the Colts. So he went out the first couple of plays, and you can just know Texas ass. Everyone in Texas just wanted to die. They put in a freshman Gilbert who at the end of the day he's going to be a good motherfucking player because he's a big boy, but he came in horrified because Alabama's defense is just 11 fucking like Cleophas Johnson with dreads and one white boy named Blake for some reason. And they fucking are mean. Yeah. And they was on this freshman there. I mean, you can feel the blood and the snarl coming out after this young boy, man.
Poor fuck.
After a while, he started playing like he is a true, to go to Texas as a quarterback, you gotta be, what they call a blue chipper. He's a blue chipper, but the score was 24-6 at half. And then Gilbert started doing his fucking thing. And they came back within 3. It was 21-24, but Bama just was meaner.
Yeah.
Just meaner kids, tougher kids, more athletic. Because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was just too, Texas has just too many white boys that do things. I mean, and it's just
kind of racist.
I have to be a little racist, but college football is very racist.
You know what, though?
You need big black guys.
Every time they show...
Jimmy the Greek was just telling the truth. I don't know why they fucking...
Never understood why they fired that poor man, because
he was just telling the truth.
He was explaining how fucked up it is.
His explanation might have been a little rough, but he was saying what we all knew.
It wasn't
to be
rough.
True.
They bred the big black bucks.
With their big female.
With their big black female to make big black nigglets. running around with big back strength. And that's what they fucking did.
And they got the higher muscle on the back of their legs, which they run fast.
There was an extra muscle or
No, I didn't say an extra.
We have it. We have it, right?
And weak ankles. That's why they don't fucking ice skate.
Let's hear exactly what it was.
Yeah. The black is a better athlete to begin with because he's been bred to be that way because of his high thighs and big thighs that goes up into his back, and they can jump higher and run faster because of their bigger thighs. This goes back all the way to the Civil War, when during the slave trading, the slave owner would breed his big black to his big woman so that he could have a big black kid.
Could you imagine someone saying that? Like, he got fired back when no one gave a shit.
No, wait, but did you see the documentary about him? They wanted him out.
Oh, they did.
He didn't get out for that.
It wasn't even for that.
It was because it was like, ooh, goody. We could get him out of here. He was starting to not be the dude that he was. I mean, Jimmy the Greekomania for a minute. He was like Mr. T for a second. And then he started dipping, and he did that.
Yeah, he was a handicapper for like everything. They would call on him for every fucking game. What does Jimmy the Greek think about this? Well, I'm going to take Atlanta, and I got it for everything. And then he said that off the face of the earth.
One of the owners of football was like, black people aren't smart enough. That's why there's not black quarterbacks and black GMs. I wouldn't hire one. An owner of a team.
You can't force teams to hire blacks.
Yes, you can a little bit.
Come on, in the coaching ranks, it should be the best guy for the job.
True that, but this is why I love NFL. All I want, and this is my dream, is that mediocre black people can get a chance to get fucking jobs. That's it. I don't want to have every black person be spectacular. Yeah. Fucking Mike Tomlin is a genius coach, man. This guy is a coaching prodigy. If he was a white guy, I'm telling you, he'd be carried to the field on one of those Roman things. He's that good of a coach. But the fact is, there's been enough black coaches and enough black quarterbacks who sucked.
Yep.
So that I can just go, okay, I feel like the best black coach can get in. Romeo Crennel wasn't a good coach, but Lovey is a great coach. Marvin Lewis is a great fucking coach in general. And Tony Dungy's going to go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time. So I just don't want the next black president. I don't want it to have to be this mystical thing. I just want a motherfucking name for Leroy Johnson to come in and go, I want to run for president, and he has a possibility to win. That's it. I just want a non-spectacular, just as many mediocre white people that get to have great jobs. Yeah. That's all. That's fucking it.
Just equal footing.
That's it.
The other thing about the coach last night, you were saying during the break, and then we're going to move on to Mars. You said with the Gatorade or something?
Oh, it was two things. One is a little thing I noticed is that when they show the background of some of the players, like the top players, it's always you show the top white player a concerned white parents. It's always a concerned white, no matter how good he's doing. It's the father who used to coach him with that concerned look, and the mother who keeps looking at him for her emotional guidance, who says, okay, I'll just have the same look you have.
Just make sure he's okay.
And then happy black mama. It's just Happy Black Mama. And somebody tweeted Happy Black Mama with a different last name. Who's just happy her baby's on the. He made it out the hood.
My child's out there.
and last night, if you watch the film of the Gatorade bath, they give a Gatorade bath. I can't even watch it. When I saw it live, I cringed up, that douche chills thing.
Kind of hack at this point, right?
But they've splashed him all over his shirt, like with a minute left. And fucking Nick Saban looked at them with the peripheral look back. You two fucking idiots.
Just pissed.
It just took away all the steam. I guarantee you might not ever see the Gatorade bath
That might have been
ever
it.
again. The way Nick Saban looked at them two when they did
Might
that,
have jumped the shark.
I think they destroyed the fucking Gatorade shower.
It is really fucking just done. What?
Why not just a cup?
Surprise
a
or
nice cup of
anything?
Gatorade and just splash it right on his chest. Like, good job.
Yeah, here you go. A little fucking Dixie cup.
Oh, you should have seen Nick Saban's face. It was just, I couldn't watch it. The way he looked at them.
Wow.
I couldn't watch it.
All right,
I gotta
listen.
see it now.
They're also saying the worst bowl ever, Emerald Nut Bowl. That's pretty bad.
There's
too.
1,000 of them, man.
Yeah, I know.
And they
That's
start
all right.
like on December 23rd.
Look at us getting some college football in because Patrice is here. Thanks, Patrice.
Look at this. Look.
He's like,
Look at this.
He's not happy.
Wow, what the fuck?
And they hit him
Wait,
too
they hit
hard.
him with the fucking
they hit
thing?
him so hard he moved.
Dude, they hit him with the
Look at this.
big bucket.
Oh, and it's just,
Oh my God,
They
that's
got him
why
in
he's
the
pissed
side of
off.
the fucking head with
He
the
might have taken the
bucket.
bucket to the side of the face.
What the hell is that? They,
Patrice,
they
you didn't-
assaulted him.
You didn't represent that clip right. He got assaulted.
That's
That
why
wasn't
he's
Gatorade.
pissed.
That was the bucket itself that hit him. Of course he's pissed.
and he's
Look at, oh man.
and look at him. Look at that. Did you
Oh.
It's time for a new celebration. Some team will come
look
up
at how
with it.
not happy he is?
Fucking pissed.
Yeah, when it should be a nice moment for him right now.
Wow.